Ready to go?
I'm ready to
All
go.
right, cool. Chief Modlin, just your full name and what your position is with the Border Patrol.
John R. Modlin, and I'm the Chief Patrol Agent of the Tucson sector of the U.S. Border Patrol.
How long have you been Chief Patrol for Tucson?
I've been the Chief Patrol Agent here for 3 years.
Cool. And so the 2023 fiscal year just ended. Those last few months, the Tucson sector was leading the 9 southern border sectors in terms of apprehensions. What kind of happened those last few months and what's happening right now after the first month in October?
So I think it's important to look back a little bit, probably a little bit further than that. So May 11th, Title 42 was the rescission of Title 42 happened. What the rest of the southwest border saw was a decrease in the number of apprehensions, probably by about 10%, depending on the sector. Tucson didn't experience that. Tucson has seen a steady increase since then, and to your point, it's continued through this fiscal year. So, last year, well, the year prior to last, we had about 250,000 apprehensions here in Tucson sector, and last year we had 373,000 apprehensions or so in the sector.
So I worked in Yuma for 2 years, and in Yuma, the big thing was just the people, the give ups, the people who just give themselves up to Border Patrol. And what I heard about Tucson was it's a lot of people evading, but now you are getting, like you said, those hundreds of thousands of give ups. How are you handling both those enforcement with people trying to get away from you, but then also the ones who are simply just crossing the border and turning themselves in now in this sector?
Yeah, so exactly what you said is right. In the past, Tucson was absolutely the one sector that people went to if they were trying to evade apprehension. And it was mostly single adults and mostly single adult males that were doing that. The terrain here is incredibly forbidding. You've been to Yuma, much different terrain here. This is by far the most dangerous place on the southwest border to cross the border. So up until just recently, probably about 6 months ago, it was only that single adult male traffic. That started to change about 6 months ago, but the first demographic shift was really non-traditional migrants. So we saw a bunch of migrants from countries we didn't normally see in the Tucson sector. As you know, Yuma a year and a half ago was dealing with a lot of non-traditional migrants. What we were seeing was not that. Then about 6 months ago, we started to see that traffic, and then probably 4 months ago, we started to see a lot of family groups that were exactly as you said, the give up groups here. When that happens, of course, the challenge is when you have large groups of people give up, we need to get out there as quickly as possible because they're giving up in very remote areas, very dangerous areas. Triage that group, sort of determine who is the most susceptible out there, the population that needs our assistance quickly, get those into facilities, get medical checks to them, and then start to deal with everything after. So it does affect our ability to deal with the rest of the stuff that's going on the border.
Do you feel like you have the manpower right now to handle both the give ups and the people who are evading?
So what I would tell you, there's 20 sector chiefs across the Border Patrol. I don't think there's a single sector chief that would tell you they have the manpower they need or, the right amount of personnel, any of that stuff. But what I can tell you is that in the last year or two, the Border Patrol has made great strides in things like Border Patrol processing coordinators that we're almost always hiring for. These are people that are doing a lot of the work that Border Patrol agents used to do that then allows me to return the Border Patrol agents back out to the field because they're actually doing the processing. They're doing hospital watch for people that are in our custody. So we have that group. Then we've also really got into a lot of contracted personnel. So a lot of the services that Border Patrol agents used to have to do are now being done by contractors. And as we look at the time period right now, I'm aware that there's the DHS supplemental that is also looking to put a lot more agents out in the field. The challenge is the Border Patrol, like everyone, is having some difficulties with hiring, but we're offering great incentives for people to come in, and it's certainly a very rewarding job.
I went to Naco. There was another reporter who told me, "Hey, you can go to this light post, and at 6 a.m. there will be a small girl with a ladder, and they'll start sending people over." And I went there, and that's exactly what happened. A Border Patrol agent showed up around like 6:45. But if there is something like that is happening pretty consistently, why can't there be somebody right there, or is it something you're watching with cameras, or what is kind of the strategy over there?
Yeah. So what's interesting, and this goes for the sector. There's the Tucson sector of the Border Patrol prosecutes more people than any other sector in the Border Patrol. By a magnitude of two, the next sector does half as many prosecutions as we do. So a lot of times exactly what you're saying does occur. And then we do have an incredible laydown of sensing technology out there, whether it's camera towers, whether it's underground sensors. We have all kinds of things to know what's going on in the border. And when that happens, then we will do the interdiction and then prosecute that person.
When somebody comes across, right, in Lukeville or something like that, they get into the Border Patrol van. What is that process from the moment that you are apprehending them to background checks to getting cleared to get an NTA and then ultimately released into the United States? They're legally allowed to stay until that court process is finished.
Yeah. So the first step is sort of just a very quick medical assessment by our people. So we look at them, determine if there's a medical need there. You can imagine a lot of the people that are coming into our custody now that the demographics have shifted, are people that have some undiagnosed conditions that they're just unaware of until they come into our custody, or could be a very dehydrated child, that we have to then push on to further care. All of our facilities do have medical personnel. They're not Border Patrol. They're not Border Patrol employees. They're contractors. But we also have in this sector over 260 EMTs that are Border Patrol agents that are also, helpful with this. But after that medical assessment, we then vet them through our system. So we do biographical checks. We look at their fingerprints, at their face, determine if there's a criminal history, if there's an immigration history. They're run through like the terrorist databases. Because and that's always an important question that comes up. So if something flags there, then we send that to our National Targeting Center in DC, who can do a deeper dive on it. If it turns out that there is something there, then we bring in the local Joint Terrorism Task Force, through the FBI to do further interviews. If it's somebody that has a criminal history or wants and warrants, some of these people have been in the United States before, have committed crimes, and are wanted somewhere, then we'll turn that person over to that agency so they can serve that sentence there. If none of that happens, which is the vast majority of the time, right? About 1% of the people we deal with have a significant criminal history in the United States. So the vast majority do not. So those people, it's then determined what pathway they fit in based on their situation, which is going to be different all the time. And then they would potentially be served with a notice to appear. If there is detention space for them, they will be detained until there's a hearing. If there's not, then ultimately they would be released on their own recognizance.
There was a recent case where a Senegalese man was arrested on the East Coast, and he was processed in this sector, crossed in Lukeville. Turns out he was wanted for terrorist activities in Senegal. I mean, how are you able to, are you guys able really to get the proper information from the migrants coming from hundreds and hundreds of countries? And what is that gap that allows that one person to be released?
So the challenge, of course, is that not every country shares data with us. A lot of people that cross don't have identifying documents with them. So it's always a challenge. We do the best that we can in terms of running all the checks. The interface with the Joint Terrorism Task Force. We have Border Patrol agents that are on the task force, and obviously we do the best we can to make sure that no one that is a threat either to public safety or national security is allowed into the United States.
The rhetoric from Secretary Mayorkas when Title 42 ended, he said, if you cross the border illegally, you will be assumed ineligible for asylum, wanting migrants to use the CBP1 app at the ports of entry. Still, though, migrants are seemingly crossing in between ports and then getting released by Border Patrol. What differentiates somebody who crosses illegally that gets sent back or deported or is still released?
So I think what's important to recognize in all those discussions is that the Border Patrol does not grant benefits or deny benefits. We simply deal with the people that we interdict, and then if someone makes a fear claim, that puts them on a different path, and then it's not for the Border Patrol to decide if that person's claim is legitimate or not legitimate. Those things that the Secretary discussed happen much further down the line. I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that in this sort of spectrum of someone's immigration sort of life, life they we deal with maybe the first 24 to 72 hours of somebody. It could be 5 to 10 years before a decision is made, before they're adjudicated. So we have a very narrow piece of that. It's just our piece to determine what path that they put them on. Ultimately, it's going to be CIS, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and an immigration judge that's going to make those decisions and determine whether or not they've met the requirements that the secretary spoke of.
When I was in Yuma, unfortunately, the PIO that I was interacting with for the first 6 months when I was there, Vinny, committed suicide. There's a lot of tough things that Border Patrol agents are dealing out in the field with. What resources have been made available for agents just in like maybe the last year or so with the increase, and what more do you think needs to be done with that?
Yeah, so that is a great question. What I can tell you is that, every day Border Patrol agents are out there in the field, or even if they're processing, they're dealing with people that may have been victims of violence on their way here. They may have been sexually assaulted on their way here. There's certainly, there's plenty of bodies being recovered out in the desert. Agents deal with that all the time. They see horrific things, and the Border Patrol, CBP in general, the Border Patrol have made huge strides. I started this job almost 30 years ago. The way we do things now, in terms of our employee assistance program, we have a chaplaincy program that is fantastic. Right here in sector, we have a full-time clinician that's here to help agents, when they have problems, and that stuff is all confidential. We also this year brought on a support canine. So, I know you've seen our canines out there. Our canines are tremendous. They're probably the most powerful tool in law enforcement. But now we have a dog that's trained to recognize stress and sort of deal with that. And I've seen it firsthand, when we've had agents that have passed, and, you bring that dog into a muster room full of agents that are having a really hard time with that. And then to bring a dog in just changes everything. So there's so much of that stuff that we do now that we didn't do before, and I think a lot of the stigma of agents saying, hey, I don't feel right. There's something wrong, and the recognition of, things like alcohol abuse, things like that, is just, we're worlds away from where we were a long time ago, both culturally and having those programs appropriated, which is something, that's sort of new for us. But I'm very proud the agency's made the steps in the right direction.
I guess just looking forward, I saw you tweeted last week it was 14,000
Yes.
apprehensions, so over 2,000 a day right now. I mean, what are you asking for in terms of resources? I know that Border Patrol doesn't deal with policy change, but just resource and help with
Yeah.
with what's going on, because it's hard to see where it ends right now.
Yeah. So absolutely. So what I will tell you is that I think there's a few things. So, we look at things like the Make Safe Act, that's going on now, where a lot of the gaps where the border wall system was stopped are now being remediated. That's fantastic for us. There's also with that, when that system was put in place, it had things like stadium lighting, it had linear ground detection, a lot of technology, cameras. Those things are starting to come online as well. Hopefully that continues throughout the year, and we see more and more of that. And things like these processing coordinators, which we're about half staffed for the number of processing coordinators that we're supposed to get. And I'm constantly asking for more of those because, again, that's a pipeline that's very robust. When we start to hire for those processing coordinators, we get tons of responses. People that want to come and help, they recognize the mission of the Border Patrol. They just, for whatever reason, don't necessarily want to get involved in the law enforcement side of it, but they do want to be involved in the mission. So, I think more support so I can get more agents back out to the field, out there to secure the border and protect the United States. And then that Make Safe Act and those things that go with it, the remediation and stuff, is something I certainly look forward to.
And then moving forward too with things like the street releases in Nogales and Douglas, are those things that are happening because of overcrowded Border Patrol facilities, or just the nature of, like you said, being part of the first 24 to 72 hours of a migrant's immigration process where you have them NTA and then they have to be released according to the law.
Yeah, so it's a combination of all those things. So once somebody's served, I don't have a legal authority to hold them after that, you know. So and to your point, our facilities are overcrowded. There's a reason they have, you know, a number, a specific number that this facility is built to hold that many people. It becomes dangerous for the migrants in our custody. It certainly becomes dangerous for my agents.
You can't just cram
And
2,500 people into a room and expect
exactly, yes.
anything good to happen.
Yeah. So it does result in people being served the notice to appear and then being released on their own recognizance. I do think that an important part of this, though, is to recognize that, you know, we have an incredible network. You know, when Title 42 looked like it was going away 4 or 5 times prior to it going away, you know, we built incredible relationships with all the emergency managers for the different counties, all the state and local officials. So everyone is very aware of what's going on, you know, when we do get to a situation where we do have to release people. And, you know, and what we've seen too is an incredible response from the local NGOs, you know, that whether it's county buses going to pick people up or whether it's NGOs picking them up and moving them on to their final destination.
So the releases in Nogales started in like September.
Mm-hmm.
So what was happening before? They were just being able to come here through Border Patrol?
So yeah, so the numbers, yeah, the flow was not nearly as high as it was at that point, and it's really what you're seeing there was a result in the change of the flow.
Okay. And is there a certain number where those could eventually stop?
No, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's all dependent on our facilities and where we're at. But then ultimately is that point that you brought up prior and I spoke about. Ultimately, I can't hold people just for the sake of holding them. There's, you know, there's a legality to it, and once they have a notice to appear, they are free to go.
I do feel like that's something I see. You know, I'll tweet out a video of Border Patrol apprehending people or releasing people, and they're mad at you guys.
Yes.
How does that make you feel when someone's mad at you for something that you're forced to do?
There is, well, I think, you know, it touches on a lot of things, but realistically, the thing that I see, you know, like I was just eating lunch in the public and 2 people walked up and thanked me for my service. You know, the reality is I think here in Tucson, especially, the public really appreciates what we're doing. I do think people get frustrated, like you said. You know, I do try to educate as many people as I can. We have talks like this. You know, I've testified before Congress now 3 times on what's going on down here. So I do think the best answer to all that is education. So you see, you know, our social media platforms on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram are all blowing up. There's a ton of people following us. We get a ton of information out that way, and ultimately, you know, there's, like I was talking about, there's a large system here. The Border Patrol is the very front end of it, you know. If there's no space to detain people, then they have to be released.
Just thank you for your time. Just lastly, you know, there's been ups and downs in the border for decades with apprehension numbers, but we're now year 3 kind of this most recent crisis. Just how do you keep morale up around here?
Yeah, so, you know, that is an incredible, difficult question to answer simply, but what I will tell you is that, and I've dealt with a tremendous amount of agencies, other law enforcement agencies. I have not encountered a single one that has sort of the esprit de corps and the pride that the Border Patrol does. So we have that, thankfully, you know. Border Patrol agents see each other as family. That helps a lot. I think it's also the recognition, being honest with our personnel that recognize that, yes, you know, sometimes we are doing things that we weren't exactly built and trained for, you know, but it's the nature of what we're facing. And to your point earlier is that, you know, in the beginning of this question is that, yes, like all things, this will go. You know, I've been doing this for close to 30 years, and I've seen this before. Maybe not at this magnitude. I haven't worked at a place in this magnitude. Other people have dealt with it. You know, we had the mass crossing of 15,000 Haitians in Del Rio, you know, and the Border Patrol always steps up. We will get through it, and we will then, you know, do the things that Border Patrol agents are built for.
Anything else you think is important to add?
So yeah, the one thing I would like to add for sure is just the recognition of the men and women of the Border Patrol, especially Tucson sector. I've never worked around people that had the ability to switch on a dime from being in enforcement mode to being in humanitarian mode. Agents are out there every day risking their lives to save the migrants that the smugglers put into harm's way. The smugglers are the ones telling these people that this is an easy journey. This is, you're going to make it. It's easy, and it's 5 days out there, crossing the border in some of those places. Not to mention the bandits and everybody else that's out there to take advantage of those people. So, our agents put their lives in danger to rescue those folks. So, that's the thing that I think gets missed in the conversation a lot is what the agents are doing day to day. Couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.